Let's fucking go! Oh, yeah! Previously on Kimba TV. I think ETF gets approved. We see a nice little pop to like the 48, 49. So conceptually, I would expect retail FOMO longing the top. And then I would see a correction. But I'm not scared. Like, I'm actually really looking forward to longing big time at the 30, 31, 32, 33, whatever that level is. All right. Bugatti, back in New York, baby. Getting that bagel. Mic check. Bugatti. Let's get caught up. Kazaki says, thoughts on the circus from yesterday? Well, math. Pure math. What'd you guys think about the fake news thing? Dude, straight clown. But in the end, though, it's all math. I don't know how many times, Kazaki, we were talking about, bro, that's going to get grabbed at some point. Some of y'all were talking about what should I take a short if it sweeps, right? Didn't I say that I wouldn't really short until we get to those levels? You want to know what happened on my ass? Didn't get my TP, okay? I remember I moved my stop loss to here, got stopped out. And I don't know if you guys were watching the Viper, but I tried another long blind while I was sleeping. I got pixel filled on my long attempt right here. It went up. I was sleeping. I woke up to getting stopped out. I woke up to my stopped out email. So that was it. That was the long. This is probably going to go to 43 now. So yeah, I mean, like we always say, the news is just an acceleration for the move that's supposed to happen. So you know what's crazy? We talked about all this shit. So if this doesn't go to 43 and we get another pop, I'm probably taking a short here. Do you remember this that we talked about? So I actually know exactly what I want to do. You know that's good, right? Done, swept it. So I would love, most likely, like I already attempted. I should have put, I mean, there's nothing I can do. I was sleeping, but this candle actually got me into profit. If I was awake, I would have put my stop loss at break even, right? So I didn't really need to take a loss on that long attempt, but I was fucking sleeping, so nothing I could do. If you were watching VIP, I put the limits for this long attempt like 7-8 hours ago before I went to bed when price was like up here.
Shut up, Kimba.
Yeah, I mean, it's all math, man. I don't know how many times yesterday I said, yeah, that's probably going to get grabbed at some point. I don't know how many times I said I'm not shorting until we get up here. So, yeah, it front ran the level, but that's a good high. That's all cleaned out. We had talked about this low. That got cleaned out. And, yeah, if it should have made a higher low. And so this is probably headed towards 43 now. But it's all math, man. You know what I'm saying? If for some reason this wants to pop back up, I got to take a look at the OI and the CVD. I literally woke up. But yeah, if for some, I gotta do TA. If for some reason it wants to pop back up, then I'm probably gonna be looking for a short because that's a good high now. So, yeah, I mean, even though it was like, oh, we got hacked, you know, oh no, it's not. It's just Mathin. So for me, I was laughing on the flight. Oh man. But if you put a gun to my head, the short is the better position to be in. And I mean, that's bad, right? The next week low is down at 43. So you would expect that to get tippity tapped. So yeah, I mean, it's actually like really straightforward, easy ass TA right now. But it's Bugatti, baby. Yeah, I just woke up. I got to get caffeinated. Let's do some TA. But I mean, it looks dead ass simple to me, man. Dead ass simple. Yeah, I mean, you can't make a lower low. You can't do that. You can't do that. So you would expect lower, probably to like 43. If you're in a short, I would probably TP at 43. You know what I'm saying? And I already tried a long attempt and it didn't work out, and I'm not gonna do another one because this has broken structure now. Sounds good. But we can, that's like a quick little recap, but I'm going to go through everything and take a look at all the data. So, yeah, that's my thoughts about the SEC thangity thang. Even with all that, it's still math. It just accelerated the move. Yeah, kind of a bummer because, remember, I had some TPs there. I didn't get TP'd, and I just got stopped out in profit when it went below that wick. So, and then I took those profits, and I tried to take a long there, but, I got stopped out at a loss. Even though I shouldn't have gotten stopped out in a loss because the reaction was good on that candle. If you were watching VIP, how much did I go up in profit when this candle happened? I don't even know. But that's exactly what I talk about. When even if you're wrong, if you're patient enough and you get enough confluence, even if you're wrong, you should be able to put your stop loss at break even, take profit, unless you're sleeping like I was. But that's okay. It was like a tiny little L. Sensitive bitch says, have you seen ETH BTC? Boy, I'm laughing at that shit too. I'm laughing at that. Boy, it actually swept. Are you serious? Are you serious? It actually swept. Come on, Big Pimpin'. Bro, it actually swept. Oh my God. I make this shit up. Bugatti. Do you remember when I said I want to try to do a front run on this level, but if for some reason I miss it, what was my next plan? If you remember. So I'm ready, baby. But ain't that crazy, y'all? How long have we been waiting for that sweep? It actually swept. Bugatti. Quit playing with the math, y'all. Quit playing with the math. Yeah, so hopefully no one was really like, oh, it's Wait, how do I do that voice? Hold on. It's manipulation, man. Hopefully nobody is going to blame it on it's math, y'all. Come on, man. I don't know how many times we said, yeah, that's going to get swept. I wouldn't short until we get up here. It's all math, y'all. The levels are the levels. Okay. Jairam in the house. Dr. Paseo in the house. Frota says, bro, I did the same. It's all Gucci, my boy. Mandela's the same. It's all good. What can we do? What can we do? But yeah, let's see if we get the math play. What do we always say? Identify the weak and weak lows, weak highs, and well, we have another weak low. Let's get it. Roger that. But if you were watching Viper, I had entries. I got filled. I got stopped out. I was up 36,000. Oh, man. I didn't even know. But yeah, I got stopped out at a loss. I mean, I was sleeping when this happened. But this is a great example of, like, even if you're wrong, I shouldn't have taken a loss on this. Look at that pixel perfect entry. Are you serious? So if I was awake, I would have put my stop loss at break even. I didn't need to take a loss on this, but that's okay. I mean, I knew what I was doing when I put in the limits like 7-8 hours ago before I went to bed. But that's crazy. Bugatti. But yeah, so that's what Viper is. Yeah. Kimba gang, let's motherfucking go. Kimber gang, let's motherfucking go Bugatti. Oh my God, I was lettucing up hard. Had to come back. Well. Who juicing? Is everybody juicing? Oh my goodness. Well, shout outs to everybody that's been here since the morning. Oh, you know what? We got to get hyper symphonic, y'all. Hold on. You know what it is, speaking of Hodana. Hodana Bears versus the Laguna Bulls. Goal line defensive stance. Here we go. Snap dizzle for shizzle. Hourly candle just closed. We shout out to the Boogamas. Shout out to the motherfucking Boogamas. It's Pixel fucking y'all. Oh, snap dizzle for shizzle. Letuche. Man, quit playing with the mail. Let's get nasty. Hey, for real though, for everybody that was here from earlier, y'all ready? The plan is the plan, y'all. Snap dizzle for shizzle, banana fan fo fizzle. Are you guys ready? Oh my goodness. 2 claps. Oh. Are y'all enjoying this? You got to enjoy this shit, y'all. Hey, do your best. Let's go, Lions. I'm rooting for y'all. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We get to see this shit live together. You know what's crazy? We talked about this shit 3 days ago. 2 days ago. Is this making sense? Dude, fuck that ETF bullshit. The math is the math, okay? Oh yeah, here we go. We got 3 more hours left of traditional markets. We're gonna see fucking Macaulay Culkin together, all right? We're gonna see daily candle close. Will we get a full rotation play? We're all gonna juice, dude. Dudes, we're all gonna fucking juice this week. We got CPI fucking tomorrow. Golly. Yes. You guys Gucci Magucci? You already know what it is. 23 minutes on the 30-minute candle close. Let's go. It's crazy. We talked about this days ago. So now we get to kind of see this shit live. I hope you guys are paying attention to the OI, the CVD. And honestly, regardless of what happens, I hope you guys are like not just blindly staring at it, but like look at that open interest, y'all. Very interesting. Very interesting. We got 2.5 hours of traditional markets left. Alrighty. And then an hour of futures, and then it's going to be Macaulay Culkin time. So OGs, veterans, you kind of know what I think about that. Okay. Especially with a naked that hasn't been tapped yet. So at this point, it's just about executing what we've been planning for. So let's do your best and let's get nasty with it. Calvin says, what's going on? Absent these days, family and work stuff. Got to catch up. No worries. Calvin, you already know what it is. There's always going to be another trade. So this is like an interesting zone for a possible short, Calvin. And you would probably be looking for like 43 as the target. Everything that we talked about with like open interest, what I would want to see and stuff like that, it's so far so good. All right. And then you have like a naked point of control that hasn't been tapped yet. You know that in about 3 hours, you're going to have Macaulay Culkin. This is not the first time we have entered into a naked point of control Kimba box confluence with volume confluence. So first things first is you got to make sure that you are caught up on yesterday's, right? Because it's a continuation. So if you watch yesterday's highlights, I don't know how many times I said it, but I said, yo, those are bad. And sooner or later, that's going to get swept. And we were talking about I wouldn't short until we get up there. Okay? And we identified levels and, you know, things like that's a sweep level. or that those are bad. We went through all the things that are not arguable. Okay, we just went off of observation and being able to interpret what's in front of us correctly. Okay, so the point from yesterday was that's going to get swept at some point. I'm not going to think about shorting until we get to that level. And if you want to know what happened with my trade, I had TPs there, and I missed my TP. And remember when I said that I'm going to move my stop loss there to below that wick? So not only did I miss my Gucci ass TP there, the rest of the position that I had, I got stopped out in profit right there. Yeah, and then I got stopped out. I mean, this is a great example of, first off, you should be able to know what time it is for me. So you know that it's like, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning. You know that I put these limits in, 7-8 hours before, when I was sleeping. So, yeah, anyway, so this is a great example of even if you're wrong, you can usually put your stop loss at break even or take profit. If I was awake, I definitely would have gotten stopped out at break even. I didn't have to take a little L. You know what I mean? But anyways, and so there was another opportunity to long, okay? And that was it, because the structure needed to create a higher low. Okay, so I put limits in there. I got filled. I actually got stopped out for a tiny L. All right, so that's the continuation of where we were. Okay, so yesterday during stream, I couldn't say it enough. That was going to get swept. You really shouldn't short until there. I got stopped out in my trade. I tried to take another one. And even though I was like at 47K up in profit, I was sleeping. So I eventually got stopped out, took a little bit of an L when it made a lower low. Alrighty. So instead of trying to, and there's nothing wrong with getting into a long right there, but my thing was, okay, it's still making lower lows, okay, and that is actually good. That's a good high, okay. That got swept, and even though I front ran it for now, that's good. Okay, so now we're in kind of a bearish tilt, if you will. Okay, if you remember, we talked about this 2 or 3 days ago. When the price action was here, this hadn't even happened. So on this day, we talked about this, if you guys remember. And I was very specific about, on this move up, what I would want open interest to do. Is it doing what, I don't want to say predicted, but we anticipated? You tell me. Is this good for a short or bad for a short? Is this good for a long or bad for a long? So that's it. That's it, brother. That's the recap. Alrighty? And so let's just talk about things that are not arguable. Is there a naked time point of control that's untapped? Yes. Is there a little bit of a probability that you're going to sweep this high right here? Yes. That's not good. Could it nuke now? Sure. Just like how this popped, okay? But you would think there is a high probability you're going to come back to that again. So if you're in a short, you might kind of want to think about, you already saw the reaction there, okay? So you're going to have to nut up and be your own man and figure out how you want to manage your risk. But that looks like it might get tapped again, and you've got an untapped naked point of control. So if you're not like in a short, not that big of a deal. If you still have your whole long position from here, not that big of a deal. It's inconclusive. We're watching the 30-minute candle closes, right? So if you got filled on a tiny bit because you had blind limits, God bless you. You know what to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, so now it's kind of individually up to everybody else. Some people are already TP their longs and they flipped and they're in a small position. That it wouldn't be wrong. Some may have completely closed it when it was bouncing off of the time point of control. So that's about it. And then, if this is going to actually reject, then, the target would be the next set of weak lows, which is right around 43. So we're not going to top long here, and we're not going to bottom short here, and, I got front ran. I couldn't TP, and I eventually got stopped out because I said I was moving my stop loss up to that lower low. So, the execution is one thing, you know what I mean? But just being able to understand, hey, like that's probably going to get swept. You probably shouldn't short until you get up there. Those things are, kind of common sense and probability based. So for me, as like I always say, as long as we can kind of read what the fuck going on, then I'm okay with it. Sounds good? So that's basically where we're at. And you can literally go back to the Monday highlights when we're already talking about this. And I talked about what I would want to see with open interest. Once we get, honestly, it's doing exactly what I said I would be okay with, if you remember. I would say that if you didn't know what the plan was, I think it's much better to like either think about what you would do if it breaks or what you would do if it goes back down here again. I would just move on to the next trade and prepare for that instead of trying to rush into like a short or something. So I hope that helps. Calvin, did that help? And then like if you've been watching and following along, so first things first, you have to identify, levels of interest on CME too. That's going to be the biggest thing. But if you've also been following along, ETH BTC swept. Remember when I was like when there was a giant red candle and I was like, guys, you still have X amount of hours left on daily candle. It actually swept. Everybody. So you should already know what I'm anticipating for this. If this is a sweep, then it shouldn't lose blank. Yeah. And I kind of have my levels of ETH BTC and ETH USDT. DOT is almost, where we want it to go, if you remember. Since here, we've been talking about this bull retest. So, yeah, I'm not gonna rush into anything, but everything looks good. So there is no right or wrong. Shout outs to people in longs. Shout outs to people that are already in shorts, or maybe you're in some short from here. I mean, I'm rooting for all of y'all. Even I feel like the last, for me to point out, hey man, there's a naked that's untapped. How many of y'all juice just on that? And it doesn't have to be an economic juice. Now motherfuckers. Probabilities. Y'all with me on this? Okay? That's the whole significance of a naked or untapped point of control. Eventually it's going to get it. Everybody heard me. Now it's not naked no more. All you got to do is just remember this shit, So it's good to be patient for that naked, right? If it's untapped, it's going to get tapped at some point. It's just like those bad highs from yesterday, right? But and it doesn't matter if you took a short there or not. No one gives a shit. It's about, are you going to be able to remember that when it's a naked point of control, it's going to get tapped. Sooner or later, it's going to get tapped. The probability of it is that it's going to get tapped. That's the juice. That's the only juice. It doesn't matter if you took a short or not. Wood Starling says, what is your invalidation to enter on that golden pocket? If I put stop loss between 786, 886, is it valid? So I will say this many, many times, Wood Starling. If you're going to take Kimba box, your stop loss is like right there, okay? And you really should have it as a higher high. You live by the Fibonacci, you die by the Fibonacci. So my answer would be like that. So something like this. If you go 1, 2, 3, 4, right, you should be averaging right in front of the 7.5. So it would be like this. You know, if you can't afford that as a loss, then you don't deserve this as a potential profit. So the math is the math. All right. But you know, if that's too big of a stop loss, then it's okay. You don't have to take it. You know, and you could just sit back, relax, and watch what it does and focus on remembering all this shit. What is the open interest doing? When did the open interest increase? When did it drop down? Do you understand how to identify bad highs and bad lows? Do you know what the probability that a naked untapped level gets tapped? Like all those things are what you should be juicing on. And because it's not about the trade that you're in right now, it's about the next 1,000. Yeah, and never go all in, you know. You should have good risk management, good capital management, you know. Sounds good with Starling? Let me know if you have any other questions. But usually I would say that if you're going to live by something, then you're going to die by something. All right? And what I would also remind you is there's been many times when there's a like a TPO point of control and a volume point of control that lines up with Fibonacci. Sometimes it's an anticipation of a failed auction. Sometimes it's just like a random price action. And there's a good chance that during Macaulay, it's going to sweep again. Alrighty, so you have to remember that it's not going to dump until they get all the retail shorters to give up. It's not going to pump until they get all the retail longers to give up, right? So, and as always, don't just take my word for it. I'm really just trying to remind y'all all the shit that we've seen together. But if you feel like, I don't know if that's correct, then just, it's good. You don't have to just take it at face value. You should see it for yourself, and so you can have your own bias. Roger that? Okay. Is it time to Letuche, ladies and gentlemen? Another one. Even DJ Khaled is juicing. But that's because he has to go on some green cleanse. Lee Quox says DJ Khaled was here since the morning and heard the plan. Let's go! Math. 4 letters, math. Easy. Math. Uh-oh. Don't quit playing with me. Not my hands. Who juicing?
What the hell is
Who
going on?
juicing?
It's over.
Can't lose anymore.
It's going to 0.
You see my ice cream cone. Math. Juice. Easy. Come on. It's too easy. Oh my God. Quit playing with the math. You're going to go blind. Coke Zero says driving now about 43K still target. Yeah, but the first thing that I would say, Coke, is you know us. We do not get bearish or bullish on the penetration. We get bearish or bullish on the bearish or bullish retest, right? So level by level, step by step, and this is not the first time we have seen a TPO rejection confluencing with Fibonacci and volume point of control right before Macaulay Culkin. Okay, you should still be able to tell me if that's a good high or not. Hint, yes. You should be able to tell me if that's a good low or not. Hint, no. Alrighty, so nothing has really changed, brother. Step by step, identify the levels, okay? And, you know, you know what I'm looking at. So, yep, we're going to just have to take it bit by bit. Will ETH BTC give me another chance? Oh! Been waiting. Oh, god damn. Ladies and gentlemen, it's taken quite a little bit. That's an oxymoron. It's taken quite a little bit. But what y'all think about this ETH BTC? We have been waiting together almost a goddamn year. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. And like, even I was like, I don't know if we're gonna sweep or not. But lo and behold, it swept, y'all. Goddamn. Let's keep the juice gravy going, yeah? XBIS soon ETH 3K. Actually, do you remember what the target was for ETH, my boy? Oh man, it was actually higher than 3K, my boy. Yeah, 38. Jingao says, it's 4 a.m. here. Just woke up to see this. Any position we got into, I got stopped out in profit on a short attempt. And I may re-enter again, Jingao. You do not want to like wake up. You don't want to do what you're doing right now, okay? You don't want to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, pop into chat and be like, hey, do you have any positions? Because that one probably is already too late for you to interact with. Okie dokie. So I don't know if you're up to date like on the ETF shit. And do you remember how we planned out if ETF shit gets approved? Do you remember when I was talking about it's most likely gonna stop you out during Macaulay Culkin? Because that's usually what happens. Is there like a baby bear div starting to kind of show? But aside from that, I think in 58 minutes, you're gonna have a new daily. I'm already stopped out on my short. So I have nothing, and if I were you, I would try to identify TPO levels and then prepare, try to get all the levels identified in the next 56 minutes. If we open outside of previous day value area high, we have a full rotation play, right? So that's probably your next bet. Alrighty, so shout outs to all the international lines, shout outs to all the Europeans, any international lines, European lines. You want to talk about anything? For the most part, I think you're good, right? You know what I'm talking about when I say CCV or full rotation, right? And even if I'm not here, the stream is going to have the eggs though, so it should be kind of guiding you. You see that? That should be potential support. That should be support, right? And I don't know if those are that great. And so I would be kind of hesitant about longing 45,000. Obviously, if it just nukes straight and it just completely resets OI, then yeah, that might be confluence, especially if it's making some sort of like goofy ass hidden bull div, right? And it actually looks like you could make a goofy hidden bull div down there, So, yeah. Just do your best, and I'll catch you guys bright and early tomorrow, European Lions. Gucci? Sleep well, rest well, brothers. That's kind of like my all-encompassing shout-outs for the international Lions that are probably going to be slowly bowing out, right? Zooster says, no way I fell asleep and missed the trade. Zooster, you have plenty of opportunities. Let me ask you this, Zooster. Do you know, have you ever seen such a thing? Have you ever seen such a thing? Have you ever seen such a thing where you lose value area high? It bounces off of PDEQ. It does a bearish retest before the full rotation. Have you ever seen such a thing, sir? Dude, there's like 2-3 trades right in front of your face. If you really wanted to go after it, brother. So you didn't miss shit, in my opinion. Let me know if you want me to recap, but for the most part, I feel like you've been here long enough and you know exactly what I'm looking at and what you would. I'm probably not going to long until we break 43 and we see a reaction. I need to see a reaction at 42.5, in my opinion. So other than that, like if it wants to go and grab 48.2, 48.3, that liquidity, Z value, Bugatti money, right? If it wants to go and swing fail on that, I'm down for that. We know that that's a good high, so this is completely acceptable to accept, try to get a Kimba box. We know that if it wants to go sweep a good high, it's usually a swing fail, and you don't have to wait for a failed auction. Alrighty, brother. But you could still get a little thangity thing if you really want to, brother. You've got this helping you out, and you've got this helping you out.
You know, one thing my
Alrighty.
told me.
Trolichu says 48K or 43K first. If you put a gun to my head right now, Trolichu, I would say 43. Do you know why? Because this is a good high. Okay? So that's not really debatable. That's good. So there would be no reason to sweep that. If it wants to, then usually it's like a stop loss hunt and it's a swing fail pattern. So if it does that, then I really don't know if I would long 42.5 or 43. But if this holds this and this makes a lower low, then I think for me, TP would be the 43. But anyways, but if this goes right now, then I would think maybe potentially long down here. All right. $10,000 winners today. Just got the UID submitted over to Weeks. So hopefully you guys have it before CPI tomorrow morning. That'd be pretty dope. Carsis says, would you say this sideways move for the last hours invalidates anything? Nope. Nope. That's pretty mathematical. But you're going to have to see this hundreds and thousands of times to really fully feel like you've got a big enough sample size. You know what I mean, Carsis? So for most of us, we've seen this so many fucking times, literally thousands of times, that I think we're, depending on what your experience is, you're going to have subconscious biases. But nope, I mean, like, that's good high. That hasn't changed. Let's see if it wants to make a higher high. When it's a good high getting swept, or if it's a bearish structure, it's usually going to be a swing fail pattern. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty normal. Wick, either it'll bounce from here, but this is all like the golden pocket always is a pivot point. Is it going to be support or is it resistance? That's what you have to ask yourself here. Okay? If it confirms as resistance, then that can mean a lot of things for different people, but you would be looking for the swing low, swing high, golden pocket. Okay? Those are bad lows. Alrighty? So that's about it. Zetus, thank you for the resub. Feeling bored at the moment is asking, is full rotation still in play? Okay, so that kind of makes me feel like I need to explain. Feeling bored at the moment. So anything is possible. Okay, but do you know when the full rotation comes into play? The full rotation play, the CCV, only happens if your previous day value area I almost said value area ho. If you lose value area high. Okay, so you need to, let's say that this is the previous day value area high and this is the previous day value area low. Okay, what you need to do for a full rotation play is you have to open outside of the range. Okay, so first step is open outside. Oh God, open outside. All right. The second thing you have to do is you have to get back inside. Get back inside. Okay, so that means that if you open here and you do this, then it's game on. All right. If you open out below the value area low and you get back in, then it's game on. All right. And we've seen this many, many times. Most of the time, you're going to have resistance. You're going to actually confirm the value area high as being resistance, or you're going to confirm that the value area low is support. Okay. And again, you're not alone in this game. You need to be in PSG and you need to talk with all the other lions that have seen this shit hundreds and thousands of times with me. If you haven't seen this ever before, there's no reason to play it. You're going to have thousands of other opportunities. It would be more important that you learn and you observe. All right, feeling bored? And in between, whether on this journey or on this journey, your PDEQ and your previous day point of control is going to act as support or resistance. Okay? So what does that mean? You could clear all this shit out. So look, the daily open is outside of the previous day value area high. So it's only game on if you breach through here. As soon as you breach, then it's game on. However, what did I just say? PDEQ and previous day point of control can be support. So even if you lose this, you could have a bounce from here and just make higher highs. You could lose this, bounce from here, do the bearish retest, and then rotate down. Okay? The previous day EQ, the previous day point of control, and the weekly point of control is lining up very nicely at 46,000. So there's a really good chance that even though you lose value area high, you turn this into support and then you keep resuming. And then once you leave value area high, then the full rotation is not in play anymore. Okay. Does that make sense? Feeling bored? So when you ask me, is the full rotation in play? The answer is yes, because you don't know if this is it for the value area high being turned into support. Okay? If you break the swing high, swing low, golden pocket, and turn that into support, that would be the first time I would be like, okay, this is bullish. Okay? This is the value area high. So what is this? Range. You go out, you do this, and then you do this. What is that? What is this? Value area high, value area low. You go like this, you go like this, you go like this. What is that? That's a failed auction. Okay? Value area high. So if this goes and gets rejected at golden pocket and then comes back and then loses it, that's your classic failed auction. Okay? So But you see what I'm saying? You could just turn the previous day value area high into support, and that would be incredibly bullish. Okay, but you know me, I don't get bullish until the range golden pocket that's supposed to be resistance gets turned into support. Okay, so you have a possible fail auction setup coming up with a short opportunity up here. Okay. You may have a full rotation where it just does a bearish retest on the daily open. It comes back down and then game on, right? But you need to watch out for a bounce on PD, POC, and PDEQ, okay? This could happen. Duh, bink. Okay? You could have this. Duh, duh, duh. That's what you want if you're in a short, right? And then it's things like, you do know that those are weak lows, okay? So the full rotation play would be all the way down to the value area low, but the value area low is 45,000, and that's also confluencing with monthly point of control. But if you know that there's stops right here, there's a stop loss hunt right there, there's probably a stop loss hunt right there, and there's probably a stop loss hunt right there, do you understand that it wouldn't be wrong to long it, but you do understand the risk that you're taking? Yes? You understand that you could TP a bunch, you could TP the short here, right? But those are not good. You can just imagine that it would be a quick little zik, right? And so if you go outside of value area low, but then you reclaim it, then the full rotation up to here is now in play, right? I hope that makes sense. Feeling bored? Did that help out, brother? So anything is possible. You got to give it more time. Just identify the levels, PD, value area high, daily open, swing high, swing low, golden pocket, all right, PDEQ. And as you approach each level, you're going to have to take a look at the data. Is it making a hidden bear div? Is it making a hidden bull div? Is it only on Bybit? Is it just on stable coins? Is it on coin margin? All the stuff that we talk about, it's game on, and you got to use what you can and try to get as much edge as you can. Okay. I don't want to overcomplicate it too much. So that being said, my main sort of thing would be either a swing failure pattern of the 48.3, or if this actually holds, then I would be looking to possibly long in the 42.543 zone. But again, no blind limits. And if it completely stops out all the longs, I would feel much better about longing. However, if we're going like this and there's just open interest continuing to go up, I'm probably not longing that. I can't wait till tomorrow. CPI. Hands up if you're a CPI virgin. Oh, snap. You are in for a treat. All right. I'm going to show up hella early. I hope I see you guys then. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lions. Do your best. All right. Stay safe. I'll regroup with you guys in like 9-10 hours. All right. I'm going to show up early before the CPI number comes out, y'all.
He said,
닥쳐, 이 씨발년아!